welcome in, welcome back, or welcome to my channel. If you've never been here, you're picking a good one. It is a good one. I've been meaning to come up and share my story of my faith as small as a mustard seed. After receiving this wonderful gift, you can't see it too well in here, but you can see it on the community tab if you're new. It is a beautiful beaded necklace, first of all, with a little tiny mustard seed and a very tiny cross in there. I don't know if you can see it, but you can definitely look at pictures on the community tab. Um, Reverend Dream and Miss Tammy uh, sent it to me as a gift. Um, and they couldn't imagine the impact that it would have on me and the meaning that it has behind it. It is truly, I wear it everywhere. I wear it. And honestly, the story behind it that starts for me is when we placed our son, our third son, up for adoption. Um, when we went to say goodbye, his mom, his parents gave me a necklace, a mustard seed necklace, and that's kind of the whole that whole journey is where I really started to understand what that meant. And all he needs is a little bit. He doesn't need a lot. Coming from somebody who didn't have any in him, and hearing him so clearly all my life, and just never giving him enough trust to um, have him work his plan. And when it came to the adoption and the process, and the 7 months, I told him no, and when I told him yes, um, I had a little bit of faith, just a little bit of trust, and he grew it into something beautiful. So I I appreciate this so much. In fact, when we packed up everything from the house to come here to the hotel, I packed it away because I didn't want to lose it, and it just didn't feel right for me. And it's so crazy how God still works, because He knew I still needed my mustard seed. And so when Miss Tammy and Reverend Dream sent me this and said they wanted to, I that was just God speaking, saying, "No, you need it, you do." Um, and now I do. So that just compelled me to come up here and share um, what it truly means, and the impact behind it in my journey and in my faith. So I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that it speaks. I hope that you take something away. And most importantly, being you don't need a lot of faith. You don't. And that, like I said, that's coming from somebody who went from not having any to just having a little. Uh, and yeah, so welcome. I also, before the adoption and going through everything and the mustard seed, um, it was the footprints in the sand for me, um, and just how much I misinterpreted that my whole life, and still it being so strongly put in me that one day that is going to mean something to me. It's going to make sense. And um, going through the adoption process and all that 7 months is where I truly found out exactly what that means and how misinterpreted I had it. So stick around for that, look out for it. I know I was supposed to do this live, and that was the vote, but God willing, um, you may see a little bit more of me routinely throughout the week with a little bit more of a set time. Um, I feel everything in my soul that everything's going to line up perfectly, no matter how it aligns. Um, God's just working out the details now. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited that I am excited for that, if that makes sense. And yeah, look out for that. So I figured for now, I would just premiere this and kind of let it sink in. So yeah, lots of good things happening. So stick around for them. You know, I'm just gonna dive in. I'm gonna shut this off. Oh, and this is something new I decided to do. I wish I would have been doing this the whole time, but I think that I'm going to start doing it for all the videos that I do. So let me know. Let me know if you like it. Watch, just watch. That I figured instead of staring at me, I would put up the picture that I used in the post to let you guys know that I was having this video, and you guys can focus on that. Yeah, I like that idea. So welcome in, and I hope you enjoy. Sometimes faith can be small, like the tiniest seed, almost invisible, but it only takes a seed as small as a mustard seed to move mountains. When I think of a mustard seed, I'm reminded of a moment in my own life that changed everything. Now, if you've been following along, you already know, but for those that may be new here, when me and my husband placed our third child up for adoption, it wasn't about making the decision. It was about surrendering to God's will. It was about trust, obedience, and believing that God had a purpose for our child, even though it was incredibly hard. During this time, I had no idea how God was going to show up, but I knew He would, because by that point, He had already been faithful in so many ways. We gave our son's adoptive parents 4 ultrasounds, including the one that revealed that we were having a boy and a blanket. And come later to find out that the color of the blanket was the same color as the walls that they've had for so long waiting for to bring their child home. I wanted them to experience the moments that I held so dear. And when we left the hospital, they handed us a small bag. Inside was a tiny necklace with a mustard seed in it. At that moment, I knew it wasn't just a gift, it was the gift. It was about it was God's reminder of his faithfulness to me, even when I couldn't see the bigger picture. I really felt like God was whispering, I'm here, you're not alone. Your obedience matters. To this day, that mustard seed represents my faith. The kind of faith that doesn't have to be grand or perfect, but just enough to trust God in the hardest times. That seed was a symbol of that. No matter how small our faith may seem, God can work in ways we can't even begin to imagine. Matthew chapter 17, verse 20 says, He replied, Because you have so little faith, truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, Move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. This verse reminds us that even the smallest faith, when placed in God, has the power to do miraculous things. It's not about the size of our faith, but about the God we trust. Fast forward, and as I walk this journey of faith, I have felt isolated and misunderstood. I I stumbled on upon a live video called Faith the Size of a Mustard Seed, and right away I knew God was calling me into that video. It was from a channel called Reverend Dream. So I stuck around, I stayed, I listened, I cried, I was bold, I've backed down, I've rejoiced, and there are days where I've showed up completely lost. And I found a community that accepted me, flaws and all. They've helped me see that God wasn't finished with me yet. And there has been so many others along this journey. I was learning that faith doesn't look perfect. It's messy, it's real, it's growing every day. In Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 tells us, "Now faith is the confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." This verse speaks to the essence of faith, not relying on visible outcomes, but trusting in God's promises even when we can't see them. I joined their dream team. I've been on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and I'm hoping that we can schedule a little bit more of that. And when I received a necklace with a mustard seed and a cross, it felt like a full circle moment for me, y'all. It was amazing. I don't lie when I say I know God's here because I hear him speaking through everybody around me now. I know it. It was a reminder that even when our faith feels small, God is still moving mountains in our lives. The mustard seed is a powerful metaphor throughout the Bible. In Luke 17:6, Jesus says, "If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mulberry tree, 'Be uprooted and planted in the sea,' and it will obey you." This teaches us that faith, no matter how small, when placed in God's hands, is powerful and capable of great things. This verse doesn't just speak to the size of our faith, it speaks to the potential within that faith. There's so much potential within that faith. It's not about how much faith we have, but the power of the one we place our faith in. God doesn't need us to have big faith. He just needs us to have faith, even the smallest kind. For those of you who are struggling, I get it. Or feeling like your faith is too small. I get that too. But I want to encourage you. God can take even the smallest act of trust and turn it into something incredible. You don't have to have it all together. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to have faith. You just need to find the strength to trust him just a little bit, just like a mustard seed. I hope this story of my journey and the reminder of a mustard seed will inspire you to trust God more deeply, no matter where you are in your walk, no matter how big or small your faith feels. God is faithful. He is working, even when you can't see it, and he will remain with you through it all. So hold on to that faith, just like a mustard seed, and trust that God is moving in ways we can't yet imagine. And that's all I got for you. And that's all I pray for you. That you know and you begin to understand that you don't have to stand up and shout, I have faith. It doesn't have to be so grand and it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be a little bit. And for some of us, that's a hard step to take in itself. But he just needs a little bit. That's all he needs. And I will be praying for anybody that needs help in understanding that, because it took me so long to do myself. I hope you have a good night, a wonderful evening, a wonderful day, wherever you're watching from. And I'll see you when I see you.